Have you ever considered if a guy's in love with you? Well, according to psychology, these 8 traits will tell you if a guy loves you. Welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd start by providing content that's more broad instead of some of the subjects that I talk about that are very specific, like vulnerability, making peace with your past, and some of the other content that I have that's upcoming. Still, I want this content to be relevant to what we talk about on this channel, but at least you get something in between the episodes that I put out. And it's been my experience that in today's modern dating world, people struggle to say exactly what they want and what they need. And as a recovering overthinker myself, I know what that feels like. As I peruse Reddit and I look into that dating over 30 subreddit or the dating over 40 subreddit, I read a lot of posts about women questioning if a guy's really into them. They talk about some of the texts that they receive, some of the things he does or he doesn't do, some of the things that he says when he's out on dates with them. So when I read this article, I thought it would be good to do a video about it to touch on the subject because some of these may be helpful to some people, they may be obvious to others, and maybe not so obvious to some. So let's get into it. This is an article published on VegOut Magazine, and the title is 8 Signs a Man is in Love but Doesn't Know How to Express It According to Psychology. So I'll give you their sign and then I'll give you my perspective on it. The first one is he's attentive to your needs. It says men who are deeply in love are more likely to be highly attuned to someone's needs, and that attentiveness comes from a place of deep care and affection, and it's their way of showing that they love you. And I can certainly attest to this. Anytime that I've been in love or been dating a girl that I really care about, I am far more likely to remember if she drinks coffee, how she likes her coffee, opening doors for her, realizing that she needs space, maybe that she needs me over. So I'd say this is 100% true. And next time you get a cup of coffee from your special someone, think of it as more than just a cup of coffee. It's that show of affection and care. Let's look at number 2. Number 2, he makes time for you. And this is supposed to be one of the most telling signs of a man's affection is how he prioritizes his time for you. And now this can be true for anyone really, because time is something that none of us have more of than the other. And we all have to be really mindful about how we spend our time. Again, I can think of all the times that I was really into someone or that I was in love with someone. I really want to make sure that I made time in my week to see that person. And I would ensure that we would have a time that worked for both of us so that we could connect. Even if that's just a quick evening together, dinner, or some type of time where we could build that shared connection through experiences together. And I think that it's really important that a guy does this, but also women should be able to do this too. If a woman makes it easy for a guy to show up on her doorstep, that really says something, right? If she's making it difficult, as a guy, you should know there's something else going on there, right? And you may want to talk about that. Number 3 is he's protective of you. And it says that this harkens back to our evolutionary past where men were the providers and we were the protectors. And we often express love by ensuring safety. So I agree. I think a man should protect his person, but I want to add a caveat. I think the man should protect the relationship too. So that means keeping the relationship on track in a healthy way and avoiding situations where the relationship could be put at risk. So if the guy was previously some sort of fuckboy and he was in the club every weekend, then maybe in the relationship he doesn't really do that stuff anymore. Or if he has some on-again, off-again relationship with his ex that's super toxic, maybe he talks to his ex and he says, hey, I'm in a relationship now and I can't have the same connection or conversation with you that I used to have. Transversely, women should be doing the same thing. They should protect the relationship as well. They should be considering respecting their man and not putting themselves in situations that could be questionable, or if they have a past, not putting themselves around certain people or in that situation again, which could raise concern. So I think we all have some ownership on protecting the relationship. But again, I think the man really has that point in that responsibility. Number 4 is he remembers the little things. From an offhanded comment about your childhood to a promotion you got, all of these things show interest. And I agree. When I'm into a woman, I remember the flowers that she likes, the fragrance that she wears, travel destinations that she wants to go to, a spot in town or a restaurant that's on her list. All these things will be top of mind for someone that's really interested in you. So be paying attention to those signs. Next is he respects your individuality. Love isn't about losing yourself in another person or in a relationship. It's about growing together while still maintaining your individual identities. And a man that's in love will respect and cherish your individuality, and he will admire your strengths and embrace your quirks. And that is a sure sign of respect and that he loves you. I think this one's huge. Oftentimes, people get so deep into a relationship or a person, they tend to lose their identity. I can speak from experience because I've done that. And, having that space to support each other and respect each other really shows a love that's worth saving. This is really a universal truth. We should respect everyone's individuality, not just those people that we're in a relationship with. So if someone's doing something that you may not necessarily agree with, as long as they're not doing something that's illegal or hurting themselves or hurting others, let people be their individual self. Number 6 is he listens when you talk. A man who's deeply in love will listen to your words, your tone, and your unspoken language. And he understands that every conversation is an opportunity to understand you better. So if he's all ears when you speak, it's a clear sign of deep affection. And I think this is so true. If you're into someone, you pay attention to them. Me personally, I want to have deep chats. I want to get to know someone at their core. I want to know about your past relationships, what you want from your next relationships, things you like, things you dislike, your triggers, all these things that go beyond surface level chit chat. While, hey, it's good for me to know your favorite color is pink, at the end of the day, that's going to help me with very few things. It's not going to really help me move the relationship forward. So if you're trying to build an equitable, communicative relationship that's built in trust and transparency, really getting to know somebody at their core and listening to them when they speak is really, really important. Number 7 is he supports your dreams and goals. When a man is deeply in love, your dreams become his dreams. He'll become your cheerleader, encouraging you to pursue your ambitions, no matter how big or small. And he'll be there to celebrate your victories and comfort you in your disappointments. And again, I think this one's true. A man should never downplay his partner's dreams or goals. And when you enter into a relationship, you are a unit. The two of you are agreeing to solve things together. And that includes supporting each other in your goals and your dreams and making sure that you talk about those just in case some of those things may cause conflict in the relationship. You need to be able to discuss these things with one another in a very open and healthy way. So that's a very good thing to watch out for. And number 8, his actions speak louder than words. Love is more than words. It's really about showing up. And I'm somebody who's always subscribed to the love as a verb theory. Love is action-oriented. This is true for anyone, especially a man. If a man says he'll be there at 5, he's there at 5. If he says dinner's at 7, dinner is at 7. If he says he picks you up at 6:30, he picks you up at 6:30. And you know what? I see this probably the most common in dating profiles of women. They say, I will watch your actions match your words, which tells me we have an epidemic in this country of men not showing up as men. And I think as men, we have a responsibility to lead in a relationship, right? And so that includes driving that relationship to something. So if your goal is to meet that person, then you need to be driving towards an in-person date. You don't want to be having text conversations for 2 weeks or conversations that go nowhere because your time is important and other people's time is important. So as a man, if you say you're going to do something, you should do it, right? And I think as a man, we also have a responsibility to show up with the energy that means that we have intention. And this is universally true. Women should be about it too, right? But men need to set the tone with their energy and allow women to fall into that energy and match that energy so it's easy for them to join. So if you're questioning if that special guy in your life loves and cares for you, maybe you want to start looking for some of these signs. And just remember, love isn't about these grandiose gestures, right? Sometimes it's about the little things. Just showing up, being consistent really means that he cares. So drop something in the comment, which one of these 8 signs you see in your relationship and which ones you wish you saw. And if you found this helpful, give it a like so more people can see it. And go ahead and consider subscribing if you want more real, no fluff adulting tips. And remember, life is always better when we stop pretending and start talking. Catch you next time.